This is a little bit different than my typical video, but I am feeling like I want to just be able to share when something is coming up for me in the moment. So for those of you who are new, my name is Michaela, and I just really love sharing what I'm personally going through on my own personal healing and awakening journey, because I think it's really easy to feel alone when you're navigating some really heavy and dark places within yourself and also expanding so rapidly. I think something that comes up a lot for me is this feeling of being behind, this feeling of being stuck, this knowing that I want to be creating so much more and doing so much more with my life, but then feeling this resistance and not knowing where it's coming from. And I realized yesterday that there is this part of me that is so incredibly judgmental of myself whenever I'm not feeling my best, whenever I'm not in my flow, whenever I'm just feeling a little bit more low vibe. And it's interesting because this part is so subtle, and I know that what I need most is self-love, but it's almost like I get mad at myself for not being able to love myself fully. I get mad at myself for not being perfect in my ability to hold myself and care for myself, and it just brings me into this really difficult loop where I don't even realize that I don't feel safe enough to fully feel and process my emotions because there's a part of me that's judging me for feeling unsafe. There's a part of me that's judging me for feeling like the heaviness that I'm experiencing and the sadness that I'm experiencing is holding me back from actually taking action and doing what I want to do. And so it's this really difficult loop because there's a part of me that's needing my love, and then there's a part of me that's too afraid to love me because I learned that being hard on myself and being judgmental towards myself was what would help me to shift out of those negative states. It was what helped me to survive as a kid. I feel like for me growing up, I figured out quite quickly who I needed to be and what I needed to do in order to receive love. And from that moment on, I created this part of myself that was super judgmental anytime I wasn't showing up in that way. But that part of me was just trying to help me survive. And so the way that I'm navigating this now is by zooming out and realizing that all of these parts of me need compassion. The part of me that's judgmental needs to be understood as to why I'm judging myself, why I found that necessary at some point in my life, and that part of me needs to be loved and cherished and even celebrated in the fact that that did help me to survive in some ways, and that did help me to fit in or just kind of get through my childhood. But then there's this other part of me that needs safety to be imperfect and safety to feel. And so when I can hold that part of me that's judgmental with love and compassion, I can also say, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but it's no longer helpful. It's actually holding us back from becoming who we want to be now. That served me at one point, but it doesn't serve me anymore. And this part of me that is sad and feeling stuck needs to feel compassion and love in order to move those emotions through me and move forward. And as much as I share about this in my videos as if I'm so perfect with it all the time, I find it so easy to get stuck in these loops, and we all need support. We all need someone to reach out to help us clarify, or a video of someone sharing what they're going through to help us feel less alone and to remind us when we might be judging ourselves, when we might be trying to rush through the healing process, when really the only thing that we need to be able to move through the healing process and keep moving forward and not get stuck is to constantly remind ourselves that compassion and love is the medicine. Feeling rushed, feeling that judgment, that is not helping us move forward. And we get to love all of these parts of ourselves that are trying to come to our rescue, but choose to see above all of that, to be the observer of everything going on inside of us, and choose love and choose compassion. So that's my message to you today, is to just keep being that compassionate voice, because the more compassion and love you start to show yourself, the safer these parts of you will feel to start feeling again, to start telling you what they're needing, and to start allowing these stuck and stagnant emotions to begin moving through you instead of being stuck and holding you back in your life. I firmly believe that love and compassion are the answer to everything. And I am really passionate about creating spaces that allow us to feel safe enough to move these emotions through us. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you can relate in the comments. I think it's super helpful for me to see, and then for other people who are watching this video, just to know that we're not alone on this journey and that we all get caught up sometimes back in old patterns. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, it just means that you need to bring yourself back to that level of awareness again. And if you're feeling alone with this, if you're wanting more of a community to connect with, I am going to be, for the first time, hosting a workshop that's led just by me, and it's going to be a self-love workshop where we're going to really create space to start feeling, to start holding ourselves more deeply and showing ourselves that love and compassion. So if you feel called, I would absolutely love to meet you virtually and have you there. It's going to be on August 11th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you can't make it, or if you're watching this video after that, I will have the recording available up on my site. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. I will see you in the next video.